Welcome to the Clermoninspires podcast, and today's episode is called Lekòl, Lakay, Legliz. I had to think for that one. Sorry. I had to think for that one. I'm very, very sorry. That should be. It should come automatically. As a Haitian, it's supposed to come automatically to you because we all have been raised the same. Lekòl, Legliz, Lakay, aka school, home, and church. Today's proverb is gonna be Bel Padi Zanmi. Now, the meaning behind this proverb means just smiling doesn't mean friendship. Now, the reason why I wanted to discuss this today is because it just had me looking at the way that I've been raised and how I speak to other fellow Haitians as myself, and we have like similar upbringing and heavy on the similar. But when starting friendship, it's not easy for us because we're always being closed in, meaning that we are not out there. We only go to the three important things. It's been ingrained in us that we need to focus on. Whenever we ask to go out with friends, it's always a big hassle. And sometimes some of us, if we're lucky, we sneak out and are able to escape. But anyway, so with this title of the podcast, Lekòl, Legliz, Lakay, we were very much closed in. We were only allowed to go to school, come home, and go to church. That was our friend. Our friend was being at home with our family members and friends and cousins, and going to church. We had friends at church. And going to school, hey buddy, at school, that's just it. We're not going to no friend's house and stuff like that. And do I regret being raised like this? I would have to say it's a positive and a negative at the same time. And let's start with the positive aspect of this. So for some of us, going to school is like a nerd's dream. Being able to learn new different things, being that student, that teacher's pet. Yeah, that's me. And having to like meet fellow nerds like myself who are driven, ambitious, and would like to learn a lot of things, and also encourage the teacher on certain stuff, like adding extra notes and all that stuff, or extra homework. Yeah, that was me. That's the fun part, being able to go to school and all that stuff, and enjoying the environment of having an education. Now, going to church, it was fun because you get to pray to God of some of the wishes that you would like for your future and all that stuff. So that was fun, and having to go through the whole levels of being Catholic by doing the communion, and confirmation and all that stuff. Yeah, all that stuff that has been ingrained to our Haitian roots when we were colonized back in the day, and having our religion colonized as well. That's another topic to discuss. But and also coming home was good. Like had good meals, conversing with your siblings, blah, 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 stuff like that. Yeah, I was that kid who, okay, we're gonna do Lekòl, Legliz, Lakay. I'm fine with that. There's no issues with that. I had friends, I could speak to them. They weren't that far away, but I just could not sleep over and all that stuff. So there wasn't a problem. But by the time I reached high school, that's a whole different thing. Lekòl, Lakay was even stricter. It wasn't that strict before because I agreed to it, but as soon as I got to high school, everything changes. Having to just focus on these three things was getting tiring. Being the socially awkward kid was kind of annoying and embarrassing because I was developing my own personality, my own person, where this is who I'm going to be. And not being able to express that was kind of hard. Having to ask permission it was like tooth and nail, man. Kibo wale? Kai kimun? Eskim koneo? Eskim kone pangayo? Yeah, that was the response that I would get. It was a pain. But also, I kind of understand why it was a pain, because there were some horror stories where people would go sleep over at Etel's house and a lot of bad things would happen to them. And bad things, you know what I mean. But if you don't know what I mean, meaning that unsupervised and either we're getting into bad activities or also end up being sexually assaulted. So the negative things is what I want to start off, since I just went down that road. The negative things I want to talk about is the fact that we're not able to be ourselves. We're closed-minded. We end up developing that closed-mindedness and not exploring things until we get to college, until we get that chance of, yes, I'm going to obtain my freedom by going to a different school far, far away, so that way I can actually enjoy myself. And there's nothing bad with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I truly believe that we should be able to explore, and it sucks that our parents didn't have that opportunity for themselves, because as we get older, and speaking from experience, they end up living through us, wanting the experiences that we decide to carve for ourselves as the freedom that we have gained for ourselves, and they want to be part of that ride. But anyway, back to the negative, because I just derailed myself. The negative aspect is that some of the things I mentioned that does turn out bad for us, and taking that risk, we end up in activities that we are not accustomed to. Yes, it's an eye-opener, but some of us do not have self-control and end up having that bad activities for the rest of our lives. Lekòl, Legliz, Lakay has kept us in a bubble, and which I did mention the positive stuff about it, but when I look back, I don't regret it at all. The social awkwardness, being told, oh, you can't do anything because your parents got you on a leash. Those are negative things that are stick with some of us, where we're not able to do things. I remember when I turned 18, and I just wanted to go to what was it? Applebee's as a celebration for my birthday, and my sister gave me a ride with me and my friends, so that way we can go. But asking to go to Applebee's for my birthday was a straight up no. And I'm the good kid. I caused no issues. And my parents said no, until my sister spoke to my parents, was like, she's a good kid. There's nothing bad that's going to happen. I will drop her off and pick her up and all that stuff. So having older siblings to understand that we need to live our lives. There's nothing wrong with wanting to branch out and all that stuff, but just don't get caught up into the crowd, because we're all exploring, and you don't need that headache down the road. So let me know, what is some of your stories about Lekòl, Legliz, Lakay? What are the positives or the negatives that you see in it? And also, I want to hear from you. So join the tribe the ClermonTribe, hashtag ClermonTribe, and let's start the conversation on how Lekòl, Legliz, Lakay is something that is positive and negative in the Haitian community.